once again. Welcome back to another Haphazard Universe production. I'm your host, Lance Reynard, and would like to start today's production by mentioning I was trying to change the name of my channel and accidentally deleted my own name. I was going to reverse the order of these, so it'll be, 90 days until I can fix it. I wanted to say hi to my, subscribers, or possibly ex-subscribers, and kind of show them on the screen here to show the people that I will watch and check out and look at and be curious from the information that they are and have been producing. So I'm basically advertising for everybody here. A Plain Truth 3, and I may have to go back and subscribe. 88 Shinto, some of my common Ilka Freiman, Hola, and some people I haven't heard from in a while, and some people I'm just curious about to look at their channels. Like some of these I haven't even seen the channels. Dark Concepts, Hola, amigo. David Spradlin, always a pleasure to hear from through your comments. Bear Morning Sun, miss you, where you been? So anyway, saying hi to you subscribers and showing some of the people I actually need to go into and look at the content and information of. And I wanted to mention that I have always tried to give consideration to people's viewpoints. And hey, Dennis, it's a new guy. He always shows up in the spam folder. Are you real, Dennis? Are you real? And only leave a comment or two, man. Take it easy. I'm just kidding. Mixie. And Susan Rogers, of course. There's S.A. S.A. And that is impossible. Some fantastic videos from there. And Flat Water, Flat Earth. And part of my subject today is all of the different varieties of viewpoints. And it's mostly people who are dealing with what they see as observations, truth, and reality. Russell Brand always has fantastic viewpoints. Hello, Heidi. Seven and Ian Crane. He vacillates from one side to the other. I'm not used to this. How to do this? Interesting. I like your videos. Keep them up down there in the Floridian area. I lived down in Florida for 12 years in Jacksonville.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
We got Janice Bauer, Sage and Truthful Spirit, and Jason Alexander. And Logan, always good to hear from you, man. So I apologize for my videos coming in and out. Wanted to show some of the people that I will be investigating and checking and, making sure that I have not cast my pearls in an awkward or, Mark Sargent. There are a lot of people that I have. Hey, Levon. A lot of people I have, suggested. Joseph Brandenburg, it sure is a curiosity why he comes up instead of me when I search myself. Wonder why that might be. Well done on writing the meta tags. So I wanted to go through some of my Trinity 4, man. You got some great views, good videos. 1,200 subscribers. Puts out just common everyday stuff, which is probably what I should do and get off of this jokey joke thing all the time. But Jane Doe, yeah, sorry girl, I haven't gotten into how we were abusing the earth. And Michael Tellinger is always, I'm trying to go back through some of his videos. Really graceful, always nice to see you. And Desert Sun 02. So these, of course, are the people. Steve Salas, man, how you doing? Crow House, man. So I wanted to just run through my biggest subscribers. Biggest. You're all the biggest. Kristen Bartok, miss you. I haven't heard from you in a long time. And it's not your obligation. It's mine to put out some great content, and I've been putting it out and deleting it. Static in the Attic, Barnabas Nagy. Haven't watched Philip Dresden's. New Earth has gotten esoteric, and so I suppose I've done the same thing. And I have to end up here with Captain Kirk, John Letty, and my son, of course, Seven Adventure. My son has one of the video channels he puts out and music, and he is one amazing musician. Just turned 20. So now today's essay and video is going to be about a lot of these issues that we're looking at here. And there are a lot in here that I have yet to investigate. So if you know of some of these and just despise them, well, I'm not sure whether or not I've checked them out. Oh, thanks for watching this part. Now let's get into the earthy part of this. Today we're going to navigate a little bit in Google Earth. Once again, get back into looking at our strange place of existence and the illusion it is presented as this friggin' ball, which is really hard to operate. To be clear, I do not push this vision of the Earth. Now, someone was telling me about this looking like a skull, and I'm not talking about other ones I've brought up, but he's talking about a small skull. And to get into the comments, that's what's gotten me in trouble. I'm going to get back into looking at what I see in the Earth, on the plains, in the... Every time I start talking about how flat water is, I lose 50 to 100. Honestly, you guys, man... The ones that have hung in there, kudos, bravo, and well done. I have put you through a vicious hell of ideas. I mean, a vast expanse of different types of things. And I would apologize if I felt it necessary. But in the same respect, I don't and never have seen, or I shouldn't say, as far as beliefs go, it's not belief, it's observation. To know that from this shoreline to this shoreline, the water is flat. To believe in the falsity of gravity, if you do, unsubscribe, that's fine. You want to believe in the narratives of science, thank you to unsubscribe, that's fine. You know, I have to go with scientific, concrete observation. You know, don't give me a bunch of numbers and tell me this is how it works. What you're telling me is water isn't flat, and water is flat. Now, I don't care where you go. I don't care from what shore to what shore. Water doesn't go in a round curve. Now, it could be that we're on this ball that we're on is 500 times the size, and we have a little flat level area where all the water is, like a dent in the ball. That could be. It could be that this right here. Yeah, just because you're brainwashed into thinking, and that's what this is, in my opinion. So, again, I have had such a fluctuation of subscriptions and unsubscriptions because I've said water is flat. And there is a problem with the, circles of the sun, with the flat Earth model, and the sun changing its timing as it changes each day to spiral in and out. That would explain, the 24-hour process from the center to the outer revolutions of the sun in a flat Earth model. However, disproving the ball and disproving the flat, both, kind of puts me in a position of, everybody hating me. And that's, I guess, what I'm going to have to accept because of sun angles, for one. And I've seen people go through the descriptions of the angles of the sun. I don't think I'm doing that much different, aside from just talking about things. But my point about the sun is that when you're in a time zone, a relative time zone, I'm not that familiar, I suppose. I'm not taking the, you know what? I'll take a lot more time when I get maybe a little more interest from people. But when you have the sun sitting over the earth, which you do somewhere, and you've got a person standing down, say here at the bottom of Africa, and then one standing up here at the, in, say, the Italian area, in the same time zone, at noon their shadow is directly over each one of them. And with either ball or flat, that model doesn't work unless you have some weird curvature on the inside, like the one flat Earth model shows a curvature on the inside. But then we all have to ask, if that were the case, what about the rest? I mean, is there a rest? Is there an outside? Is there a cutoff area? So it is easier to believe this. I mean, it's more convenient to believe that this is the case right here. That way we'll never go past this area right here, ever, because we know that there's nothing there. You just go from one side to the other on a ball. Now let's say that ball were 500 times larger than you think it is, and that little flat Earth model is just the very, say top of the ball with a dent in it. My only issue is that water is flat. It doesn't curve, and gravity is hokum. And so, well, that's, you know what, it's still called the theory of. And the main reason I believe, or don't believe, I should say, or gravity is disproven, is when have you ever seen a massive object draw in a smaller object? Ever. It doesn't happen. If gravity were actual, then little dust particles would be attracted to massive objects that we have, like some of the most massive objects we built. And so I want to see the evidence of it. I want to see the proof of it. And all I hear is little stories about, well, we took salt in a bag and we put it up in space and it all collected together. And, oh, tell me more. Tell me. Tell me that a large mass attracts a smaller mass, and yet our moon just hangs there happily. The explanations don't add up for it, and that's not my fault. It's my observation. And so, fault a man for his observation? Fine. Well, you didn't look at the numbers, and you don't know science. Yeah, well, maybe I haven't looked at the numbers. Maybe I have. And maybe I've considered the fact that they're numbers. I want cold, hard, concrete reality and observation, and that's what I get. Partially by using my eyes, partially by using my senses, and by the, how do you say, just, if you experience something for yourself, like standing on a large body of water, which we've all done, and looked across it to see the sunset or moonrise or whatever, you see a flat surface. From left to right, you should see a curve. If you're looking to the left 30, 40 miles, there should be a curve visible, and there isn't, and that's not my fault. It's my observation. So for me to bring up my observations has apparently given, my jokes have given me plenty of good subscribers. My observation have lost me at least 50% of those. So in the 600 that have subscribed, 200 have said, oh my God, he's talking about flat earth or ball earth. And right. So for me to push one side, especially not the ball, but I don't push a side. I talk about it as a possibility or as an observation. But I'm not here to convince anybody of a flat or a ball. I'm here just to look at a few curious anomalies and have some fun doing it in a good mood with a good attitude without hemming and hawing and smacking and slurping your coffee and coughing into the mic and having, not to fault people that are having tough lives to make productions. I totally understand that. And I am, as mentioned several times over the past 7 months, or could be going on 8, I'm extremely inexperienced in this, and I'm working on my experience, but at the same time, I need to live a life. My life. And as shallow as that may be, try to understand. I don't just sit here and make videos. I don't make anything doing this. I'm having fun with it. And being, complimented and offended at the same time. So I'll try to let the compliment stand out and the offense fall and wane to the background. And appreciate the people that have watched so much so far. Thanks. And part of this whole issue is that you have to ask the question, well, what about the solar system? All right, what about the solar system? take a look at fabricated history if you're aware of how and when things came around relatively 500 years ago. We have been here for a lot longer, and you go, well, that's all those little dots out there. Those are all little, earthy Earths. Those are all suns, and those are all galaxies, and yeah, whatever you say. The ancients, with the astrology, astronomy, astrological, and astronomical details, did not ever call any of the constellations a collection of suns. Right, the confiscation that was created has a whole lot to do with the vibratory formulas I have tried to teach you. Nobody wants to hear it because it's highly complicated and baffling in the fact that you think everything out there in space is a bunch of suns. The way you've been trained prior to, in other words, what came first? Constellations or the names of the planets or all of this ball stuff? What came first? All right? And did the ancients at any point in time ever give that description? You see, it all connects. And I've tried to say that in all of my productions, how everything connects to each other. And does. So it's an issue that has brought me great angst. And what the hell is that? It's an ice bridge. That's the pathway to... It's the pathway, the bridge to Valhalla. There it is, the bridge to Valhalla. Right there. Man, I found it. Look for Thor down here. These are curious strips, and I'm sure people have descriptive and extremely accurate explanations as to how, Well, the satellite took 5,000 images, and then they had to stitch all those images together, and it was a satellite floating out there in nowhere land that did it. That's what we're told, and that's what we believe, and let's all bow and kowtow to all that. So, this is a little bit of what I've been covering throughout the course of these videos, and there are a lot of great illusions and curiosities. This looks like a spiky-nosed lizard. A spike right there, an eyeball up here, and a little lizard mouth. So I'm a little baffled. I'm a lot confused, and I shouldn't allow anything to rattle my cage. I'm the cage rattler here, mister. So I will find other ways to convey the facts of details, the observations rather than opinions, and discern them prior to posting my videos. Hey, a wispy mouth. And once again, appreciate all of you who have had the gumption to stick in through my vacillation in ideas, in different experiments. You may not see it that way. You might just say, that was a weird video. And, right. So, if you've never seen a haphazard production, go back, and look at a few. Get an idea of the way and ideas, because I'm still forming. I'm not by any means finished. I am getting a little weirded out by this whole YouTube thing and the way that, people come and go, and I thank you for all of your great comments. I haven't had any negativity, but then again, my very little. I've only had to delete maybe 3 or 4 out of 1,000 comments, or 2,000. So thanks for watching. Whoa, that was loud. This short haphazard production wanted to convey once again some of what I used to do and will continue to do. Cover all different types of aspects, ideas, and issues that people consider to be vitally important in the concepts of mankind and what's going on around here. I don't mind talking about some of these issues and dealing with the firebombing in California and other ways that we are being attacked by our own government. And right, to get into a longer issue, a lot of these people put out a super video. I'll put that link in my description on all of the fires and how the government is, well, you got to see it for yourself. All right, this is a Plain Truth 3. I stand corrected. This is the channel, and what they're putting out is valuable, vital information. I'm just going to play a bit of this particular one. And this is a newscast.
Fire, but did not set off an alert when the fire started. Cal Fire had the alarm feature turned off. They reasoned that the cameras set off, they've been setting off too many false alarms when they detect any movement like a tree swaying in the wind. We are working to get the camera recordings, but Cal Fire may not release them until after the investigation is over.
All right, now this is a Plain Truth 3, actually exposing all of the crap and doing some interviews of people out at in the fire. They go through the fire lines, and here's where they're heading into the FEMA camps.
It's a huge story. Jimmy, what do you want me to turn it around for them? Show them?
No, we're going to go right up here. The Office of Emergency Services has been set up here right outside of Chico, and it's a massive operation. I just drove down the road. There's many, you can see the white truck coming out right here. There's many white trucks that are coming out this road. So we'll drive down a little bit, but I already went down once and I don't want them chasing me. But right up here you can see the sign. You have Office of Emergency Services here. Paradise is right over the hill to the east of where we're at.
And so they are covering that.
By the way, the benzene in the soil makes it contaminated so people can't rebuild. They still haven't rebuilt here in Santa Rosa. They're not going to be rebuilding.
And so they're covering...
I'm going to play his incredibly ridiculous statement as he's leaving office. But he's saying California is increasingly deadly and destructive fires have become so unpredictable. No, you can predict them because you're causing them.
All right, and these people are exposing what I was saying. There are a lot of important things that I could be covering, and people are like, you're just distracting us from important things. No, actually, I'm going to bring up a lot of these important things. Thank you, A Plain Truth. Wanted to give you a shout out and exposition on some things I think are important in the way the government manipulates and deceives and controls. Let's go with murders us. And yeah, not really funny, but something to consider, look at, and listen to the people that were there, and listen to the testimonies of the people that were actually there. I'm going to put these links in my description of A Plain Truth 3 and have you investigate through their channel. And they have put out a variety of these Paradise Lost videos, number 46, 37, 39. Yeah, they're making some really good points that I have just mentioned in my video. So thank you, A Plain Truth 3. Like, comment, and subscribe. And yeah, this is the kind of important stuff that maybe I should be covering, but I will mention things in each of my videos. And these guys are doing a great job. So I think they need more subscribers. And all right. Because it brings to people, you awaken, you become aware, you want to do something about it, and what are you going to do? We need to act. In what ways can something be done? I mean, if you're going to build a house, you need to actually go through the physical prospects of getting having the architectural plans drawn up, going through all of the physical reality of doing something, rather than just screaming about it, but to begin with, talking about what's been done and how our own people are being treated. So, all right. Comment, like, subscribe. If it's the first time you've seen a haphazard video, please look through some of my earlier videos. Not the more recent ones, they're too esoteric, but I will put out more videos. And
I don't believe in science. Do? What does it all mean? This coffee smells like shit. It's a bit nutty.
And vary my subjects in a great degree, and also bring up important things that's static in the attic, flat earth British, whoever brings up cool and important issues, because it's kind of fun. So thanks for subscribing, and unsubscribe too, that's fine. I'll just continue to not take things so seriously. Thanks for playing.